Hello everyone, I'm humanHardDrive, and today we're going to be continuing on with setting up our Raspberry Pi. Today we're going to be talking about actually putting the operating system you're going to need onto the Raspberry Pi. Now for this, you're going to need obviously an SD card, and I have an SD card and it's already plugged into my computer. I'm using an 8 gig card. I do recommend something at least 4 gigs in size so that you've got room for the operating system and any expansion, any other files you're going to put on. So with that in mind, the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is, I'm running a Windows machine here, so I'm going to format this. It's always a good idea to start out by formatting it. We're going with a FAT32 file system, and you can just go ahead and format that. It's always a good idea to start with a good blank drive. Excuse me. Now, the next thing you're going to need is the actual operating system, and it is on the Raspberry Pi homepage under Downloads. Now, we're going to do something pretty basic. What we're going to be using is Raspbian Wheezy, and there's a torrent download and a direct download, so you're going to go ahead and pick one of those. And I've gone ahead and already downloaded it, and I'm using Windows Machine, so if you're using Windows Machine, you're going to need one other piece of software. It's called Disk Imager. There we go. Yes. Now what Disk Imager does is it actually takes the SD card and turns it into a bootable device. And that can also be found on the Raspberry Pi homepage. So it's recognized that I have an SD card plugged in under my F drive, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it where the image file is. Now this is a .img file, which I got downloaded and extracted, so just go ahead and double click that. And then you're going to go ahead and hit write. Now writing to a physical device can corrupt the device. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. And it'll just go ahead and do this thing. So this could take a little while, so come back when it's done. So it appears as though our write was successful. Nothing happened, which is good. So now you've got a SD card with a copy of Raspbian Wheezy on it, ready to be plugged into your Raspberry Pi. So let's say you want to use your SD card for something because you've gotten a new SD card and it's bigger and you want to use the old SD card you've had for something else. Well, the problem is, if you plug that SD card back into Windows, you'll find the card size has shrunk because it's actually Disk Imager has actually sectioned off portions of the SD card so it looks smaller than it actually is. So if you try and format it, Windows will only give you back 55.9 megabytes. There is a way to do that, and it's with the software called SD Formatter, and I'll put a link to that in the description. So what you can do is, I've got my card plugged in. I select the drive, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to Option. I'm going to make this a full erase, and I'm going to turn on format size adjustment so that it gets rid of all the sectors. Go ahead and just hit format. Yes, I'm sure I want to erase all the data. And let it go ahead and do its thing. And just like that, you've got back your 8 gig card. So that's it for this tutorial. I'm humanHardDrive. Thanks for watching.